doing? Greetings. Brian, Missy, Sloger. Mike, how we doing out there? Just getting a little head start here. Making sure all looks good. We'll get started in just a moment. I hope you all got a special something to drink tonight, even if it's a glass of water with a lemon in it. You know what I mean? You can fancy it up a little bit. If you're gonna drink some water, put a little lemon in that thing. You know, it's good for the skin. Yeah. I will, want a little secret? I'll go on over here and let's just pop this open, back the sound down a little bit. I have a little secret. I snuck into Charlie's office and I stole his Glendalough. It's the Glendalough Double Barrel Irish Whiskey. Part of his thing. He's a member of the Flaviar as well. We actually did a couple of memberships here for the office, and well, now they saw we were talking about them, so they're sending us some free stuff. But I will be enjoying the Glendalough Double Barrel Irish Whiskey. It's very good. We had a sampling of it the other day, so I hope you're enjoying a little something with us. Maybe a cup of coffee if you got a late night ahead of you. That's cool too. Looks like we're about ready to get started, huh? And welcome to the new clients. Once a week, we like to just come hang out. You know, just come hang out and catch up on everything. And so I hope to do that for you here tonight. I will also stay as long as need be to answer questions. What you guys may want to do, you're already probably in the dojo, but what you're going to want to do is maybe duplicate that tab. Follow along with me here if you want, because we're about to get started. Yeah, good evening. You ever get like sick and your voice is like, yeah, it's got that nice sound and you just like cherish it? That's like the one perk of getting sick. All right, welcome to our new members. The first week of every month we've dedicated to updates as well as kind of an orientation for new members. We are adding things left and right, and we're working on a couple things that are very, very exciting. And I never want you to feel like you don't know what to do. I always wanted to be the advisor where I made you feel bad because we're just going, and maybe life gets in the way for you, and you can't pay attention for a while. That's good. As long as you know that I'm here, I'm watching, Eric's here, he's watching, Haley's here, Doug's here, Charlie's here, Mama Jazz is here, Cody's here, the new guy, the intern is here. As long as you guys know we're all watching and ready to act at a moment's notice, then I'm okay with that. But we're going to keep going. So don't feel bad if, you know, Wine and Wealth hits you on a Thursday, Know Some Jazz hits you on a Saturday, all the videos going out hit you, we got emails going out, there's updates in your portal. If you're feeling a little overwhelmed, that's okay. We're just trying to keep throwing stuff at you. So when you see something and you have the time, you go, you know what? I can ask for help, right? That's what these guys are here for. So let's get started here. First of all, we're going to go into our little mock, Charlie put together a little mock portal for us here. And so yours will look very similar. I am just impersonating this. I'm making this look like I'm in there just like you guys. And so the first thing you're going to notice is you've got all kinds of information here. This is your dashboard, your home page, where you come to see your dough. You're going to notice you have the ability to choose your accounts. You probably already dug around here. I won't spend a lot of time on this. All the important numbers going forward, along with a visual representation that now has the ability to look at dollars as well. If you want to see the dollars for each account, how they have changed, I will also point out that up here on the top left, you should see a little chain. If you'd like to link a spouse, link a family member, you're able to do that. That gives us the heads up. We'll do it for you. If you want us to manage any of your other accounts that you cannot transfer here to Jazz, 401ks, TSPs, things like that, we're happy to do that for you. You can actually link it up directly, and once you do, you'll see it lined up here, so you can follow all of your dough in one place. You've naturally seen your account come to life. We don't waste any time. If you just got your account open, put a few dollars in it, or transferred an account, we've already kind of set up with our portfolios here, get you all kind of going. Where we start is usually not where we finish, but we like to get that money going up and running. And if you want to see what's inside of them, you can head on over here to the holdings. On the right, this is kind of the big spot for you. When we need to give you updates and we don't want to bombard you like crazy, but we want you to have it and know about it when you get in there, you'll see it in here. We all have the ability to leave notes for you. For example, the most recent one here is Cody put a little note in here about some changes to how we handle our held away accounts. So HSAs and ESOPs and some of the random accounts will no longer be available, but we are going to be having them available here at Jazz, hopefully in the first quarter. Another bit of news here, you're looking for your tax documents, right? If you have any questions about that, we've got that set up in there. They always come out sooner. And just so you have that. Checklists, right? I went over this in a class here. We talked about the different items that you could take a look at. Eric was able to post that in there for us. So as you can see, there's lots of stuff that you can look at and keep updated there. Also, if we leave any notes, you will see. If the system leaves any notes or makes any changes, you will see that as well. On the bottom left here, you got your recent transactions. This is not accurate, of course, but you'll have your recent transactions, whether they're dividends, interest paid, buys and sells. They could be when you pay us, right? So you may see $5 or $6 goes to us, and we're happy you're supporting us and want to be a part of this. So everything will be here. However, if you want to zoom in a little bit more, you can do that. Now, the first thing you may want to know is how to link a bank. So in the TransferDo section up here to the left, you can actually link up your bank accounts. You can link up your or set up your deposits and withdrawals. We made this page based on your feedback. So for those of you that are brand new, we used to not have this. We actually watched all you guys go in there and click and how many clicks it took you to do things. And we said, nah, it's too much, man. This is making it too hard on them. So we made this about a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years now. And so here you'll have the ability to make a new deposit, withdraw, set up a bank link, or if you want to do a transfer of an account, you can do that as well. Any pending deposits you'll have in there, and your bank links, of course, will be in there as well, with you able to edit, delete, or verify those bank links. So that's the first place you may want to look. The next place you're likely going to want to go is your planner. I think we were tinkering around with this earlier. There we go. So I'll get rid of this for the second so it stretches out across the whole screen. Inside the planner, this is your starting point. Now, let me tell you this. If you are close to retirement, or you came here for the planning, or you have a lot of money and a lot of moving parts and your life is really complex, don't spend a lot of time on this. This is the starting point. You don't have to do this. If you're one that's using Nest Egg, you want to be a part of that, of course, we're going to focus on that with you. That's much, much more detailed for those of you that have that complexity. If you're a younger person, such as in our example, we're using Charlie, 30 years old, life's not so complicated for him. We just need a rough draft of what it is he should be focusing on. This is what the planner is for. So just to save you a little time, if you're using Nest Egg, you don't have to bother with this one here. Of course, you can fill out any information. I'll get a notification. Eric will get a notification when you start doing that. You're also welcome to schedule a call. Let's say you're filling this stuff out and you're like, I don't know what the heck is going on here. You're welcome to have us walk through it with you. A lot of people like to tinker with that and kind of do it on their own for a while until some questions pop up that maybe you didn't know you had. That's somewhere you're likely going to want to spend some time. And of course, we're always here and happy to help. If you have notes, let's say you're looking at this going, I don't know what other annual savings is. You can leave yourself a note here. So when we're talking with you or answering your emails, you could just literally say, refer to the notes. And we can go through one by one. And of course, I can leave notes. Eric can leave notes. We can pretty much all leave notes for you if need be. So that's phase number one. So step one, you've opened your account. You got some money in it. You did a transfer. Let's get that money working. So the whole platform comes to life for you. Step two, let's start looking at that planner. And this is a good reminder for those of you that maybe haven't been around in a while. Have at it. Let's go in there and see what you're doing. Are you on track or are you not on track there? It's been fun to go through a lot of these with you. I'll get rid of this one now. Over here on the left, let's go down to the market. This is a less popular area for the moment, but if you want to see market performance, you'll use the dashboard. If you'd like to do some research, you could do that as well. This is for those of you that are more active, maybe have your own investments and trades going on as well. You're welcome to use any of this. There's a whole video on it where you can search how often things happen within a calendar period, like a month, 2 months, whatever it is. You can do a rolling search. So how often does this happen in 20 days, like I shared earlier on a closing beat? And then you can look forward with that data and see what happens after. If the stock market goes up 10% in the course of a 30-day window, how often does it go up another 10%? Is that odd? So I have that there, not so much for those of you that say, well, I don't do the trading. I'm not into that stuff. But sometimes it's a cool thing to look up. Like the market just fell 10%. Does it normally bounce after that? Or does it continue to go down until it hits 15%? Well, you can actually track that stuff in there. And that's a tool that we used to use, but we made it public so that you guys can go in there and Well, ask those questions as well. When is something odd? That's when we strike, right? So if you don't know, when the market does something odd, that's a chance for an adjustment. That's a chance to buy more. That's a chance to take some profits. So we want to know those kind of things. We like looking at those kind of things. What do we got here? Everybody good? Brent, you need to put your glasses on, bud. Or you drank too much already, huh? All right, Notes from Jazz. Every weekend, there'll be a Notes from Jazz that comes out sometime, or most of the time I write them. Sometimes Eric writes them as well. We try to update you on things that are going on with your money. Last week's, the focus was on housing and mortgage costs, which, by the way, has gotten even better for those of you looking to do that. We talked about the yield curve and how that works. But if you want to know what it's all about, you can actually look at every freaking single one of them there. So you can see different adjustments, things that we talked about in the dojo. We talked about the stock market. Sometimes there's some geeky stuff in there as well. A lot of times there's some geeky stuff in there. And you're, of course, welcome to dive through and read that as a quick way to get caught up to date. You know, what's going on with my money? What's going on with the market? What's going on with the economy? I like to point out different things and try to make it a learning experience as well. So you're not just reading some boring crap about, like, you know, the market gained 2.5% this week as the bulls decided that they were hungry or whatever. Give me something, right? Some substance. I like doing that. All right, a couple more things here off to the left. I'm not going to click on it because it's going to pop up myself, and I don't want to see myself. But if you click on, let's just do it. Come on. We're going to do it. In the classes section, if there happens to be a live class, you'll notice, as we are now, you got, look, you're all famous. On the top right, you'll see this blinking no matter what page you are on. If you happen to be in the dojo and you see that, that means we're live. Click on the classes section and it'll just automatically pop up for you. I'm going to get out of the way here and show you what it normally looks like when there's no class. We have some classes that we think are important and we've put towards the top. This is a slider that will normally slide when there's no video playing. And down here is the list of classes chronologically, as well as research posts that you may be interested in. We just posted, actually, Cody posted the February economic calendar. So this one's kind of cool because you can actually zoom in and take a look at how the market performs on each individual day. What's the average gain on Thursday, February 2nd? What's normally a positive day? Well, that's pretty cool. What was today? It was a positive day, right? You can look and see what the worst days happen to be and why that may be. You can also see what market moving news there may be inside of it. And if you look in the background there just a little bit, for example, right here, since there's not a lot of text, I'll share this one with you. We have jobless claims coming out on the 9th. The market tends to perform a little bit to the downside. And in the background, it shows how the average performance is minute by minute. So I'm not saying the market will do that on a minute by minute basis, but the average performance is for the market to sell off throughout the morning time and then spend the last part of the day nice and flat. So you're welcome to take a look at that and enjoy. That's the research post. Now, if you want to filter, you can use the filter over here to sort by what type of class you want to see, or you could just simply come over here and say, I'd like to search for something in particular, or please only show me the classes I have yet to have watched. So we keep track of that for you to make it simple so you can participate if you like there. Lastly, over to the left, you got schedule a call. If you'd like to schedule a call, of course, you're right there. You're able to do it. You're able to choose between support, or you can say, well, I want to talk to my advisor and get that worked out. And so you're welcome to do that. We don't hold back on how many times you can call or what we can talk about. If we can help and you want to talk about it, we're happy to help. I might point out up here in the settings, this is where you will adjust your image, for example. You could adjust maybe your beneficiaries, things that are important for us to know. I won't click on it here because it's going to pop. You'll see when you do it. It's going to pop up a whole screen there, but just know that your settings are available for you and you are welcome to adjust them. Any questions? Pretty straightforward. The biggest thing I want to get across is that when you have a financial question, I don't care what it is, we want to help. And if we don't know the answer, we're going to all talk with each other. We'll find somebody that knows the answer. We'll call a professional, whatever we have to do, but we want to help. If you are feeling stuck on something, tech support, we're all here to help. Whether you want to schedule a call, whether you want to send us an email, however you want to do it, just want that to be clear. You're never lost around here. I genuinely mean it, that we are all family here, except for Eric. He just He just keeps showing up for some reason. But we're all family here. And of course, we want to help you and your family in any way possible. So never feel afraid to ask what you might think is a silly question. Maybe there's something I can do to help, or we can all do to help out. All right, I will take your questions here and see what I can do to help. We are still working to transition back to Vimeo, so the video will allow you to just chat for fun in there. So at the moment, yes, unless you have an actual Gmail or a YouTube screen name, I don't even know how you do that. It is a little bit tough for you to leave a comment. Of course, if you have a question, you know, by all means, we're here. And that will be changing. Noel says, where do you see the cost basis and the gains for your individual stocks or funds? Good question. So we're going to go back over to the home page here. And, well, I'm going to make probably helpful if you could see what the heck is going on here, huh? So if you go back to your home page, you're going to focus right here at the bottom. We have, just on this page, we just have the number of dollars in this fund and what that percentage is, like what your weight is. This is not your gain or loss. This is just, hey, 4.42% of this account's dollars are in our dividend fund. From there, you can actually zoom in further and go to View Holdings there if you'd like. And this is, it always starts like this. So it's going to show each one of the funds, and we're looking back a total of 30 days to show you what basically has happened with each fund. Is it positive or negative? And right now, there's been a pretty sizable rally off the bottom of the market there, so all of these are green. But if one was down, it would show red, and of course would tell you right here. Let's say you were interested in that dividend fund, and you said, well, I see 4.42% of my account is in the dividend fund. I'd like to see what's inside of it. You can actually click on any one of these, and it will populate the positions below and give you all that information that you're looking for. All right. I'm actually working on something cool over here. I'll just tease you with it. You know what I mean? Just tease you with it for the moment. Poor Eric. Yeah, feel bad for Eric. He's doing all right over here. He's keeping up with the family pretty well. What time of day does Folio update Nest Egg? You know, I don't think it's part of the day. So what happens is in Nest Egg, we have just a direct integration with Folio. Thanks to us, by the way. Every other advisor that wants an integration with them now can have it because we've kicked and fought and scratched and clawed and cried our way in there, the door. But what happens is at the end of the day, Folio runs their reports anyways. Like if you want a daily statement, you can do that. And so at some point overnight, they push all that data out to anybody that's aggregated, like Intuit or, you know, Plaid or whoever other companies use for maybe budgeting software or whatever. So sometime magically throughout the night, I don't know the exact time, to be honest, but it should be daily. And if it's not, if something goes wrong, to be a little yellow icon next to it. If it was good and the next day got the right information, it'll be green. Yep. Vorn says your bank link doesn't work on iPad. What doesn't work about it? Help me out there. I'm happy to help if I can. Noel had a question. Oh, okay. So now we know the answer to that one. Perfecto. Stephen Jones says, just started last week. You finished the planner. How long until Eric looks and tells me what's next and when to start a weekly auto transfer into my account? So what happens there, this just got fine-tuned, by the way. Slight hiccup. That happens. When you're building your own stuff, you're like, oh, yeah, duh, we'd like to have this feature. So now Eric has a little update that says, hey, so-and-so has filled out their planner and maybe start focusing on it. You don't have to wait. So if you want to dive in and you're a little more gung-ho, beat him up. Let's get it started there. What I found is that a lot of people are going in there and just sort of tinkering for a moment, and it looks like you got busy and left. Because I'll get a notification somebody filled out their planner, and I'm like, no, they didn't, and I'll move on. So that could happen as well. We only get alerted the first time you click on it. We don't get one every time you make a change. For now, we've decided that's the way to go. So it could be that you went in there, you tinkered with it, Eric took a look and said, he's not done yet, and moved on. And so shoot him an email. He loves looking at that. I mean, I love looking at the stuff too, but I like looking at it because I like to see the differences between people. You know, you get so good at it where you look at it and you're like, cool, I see what we need to do. And sometimes, I could just tell you guys are, putting in some numbers just to play around with it. And it's good. That's what it's there for. Pandemonium is nest egg thing you're talking about in the dojo. So if you have over $100,000, it does, I believe, show that you can click and sign up or whatever. That's not like set in stone. We found that people that are further along in their saving or whatever tend to have more complex issues, and we wanted to have something there for them. So now I don't know about the thing in the nest egg in the dojo. I'll have to get back to you on that. I'm pretty sure it shows up. Brent says, on the section that says you can manage 401ks for us, do you charge fees on that amount if we link it? So, yeah, is the honest answer. What you can do is, and a lot of people do this, they say, well, I started a Roth IRA and I've got $6,000 in my Roth IRA, but I've got $100,000 in my 401k. Well, if you link that, we count that as your total assets under management. So your fee goes down, right? And one of the things that we do is when we link up to it, or when you link up to it, we'll go in there and just cut out any fees that you have, any costs that we can, and then we'll rebuild the portfolios and stuff, and hopefully for a lower price, a lower expense ratio. So a lot of people link up an account or two because they're like, hey, I want to pay the 0.5%, so they'll do it that way instead of just having the 1% fee or the 1.5% fee. You're welcome to do that. And let me make sure I didn't miss anything. So good question. Yeah, good answer, hopefully, huh? No one ever tells me good answer. I don't know. You know what I mean? It's nice to hear it every once in a while. Oh, man. Joel missed your scheduled meeting. That's okay. That happens. People often feel pretty bad about that, but don't worry. I'll get you back. There'll be a time where I honestly get distracted. I see my alert pop up and I go, oh, cool. It's time to talk to Joe. And then I just start walking around and picking on everybody here. Next thing you know, Mama Jazz comes running in. She's like, hey, you didn't call Joe. He's mad. So don't worry. You miss a meeting, I'll owe you one. Yeah. So with Fidelity, well, yeah. That's what I think most people see the math there and they're like, wait a minute, I'll just do that, which, that's fine. If we're all happy, I'm happy. If the S&P is currently around 19 times price to earnings, what's a reasonable target to put a lump sum into the market? Oh, are you going to use that as your guide? Then you would say under 17. But I don't know anybody that says only that metric will determine whether I put money into the market or not. But if you were, you would say under 17 because that would be right around average, maybe floating just below depending on how far back you look. Aaron Deshay, what a cool name, man. That's a cool name. If we have a brokerage account outside of Jazz for options fund, can we link it in review for advice? Don't do that. So if you link an account that's a brokerage account that has like margin or you're using options or something, I think it will break, to be honest with you. Happy to help, but I don't think linking it there is the best thing for you. It'd be better to just say, like I have clients that just say, hey, I sold a call on this and I've owned the stock for 2 years. Should I roll it? Should I roll it up or whatever? So happy to help, but I don't think you should link it. I'm pretty sure it would break. You got it. Love it. That's like the first time in a while I'm caught up with the questions there, huh? Yeah. That is good. Not my favorite, but it is good. Also, I realize that most people watch these classes. They don't join us live. I just like doing them live. So if you have a question and you want to throw it in there, I like to be able to answer them on the fly with you. It shows you that I keep something up here in the head. But also, if you have like a personal question and you say, look, man, I'm not an emergency. I don't need this answer, but could you address it on a Wine and Wealth? Maybe make it the first question so I know where to look and stuff. I've done that in the past. Happy to do that. Brent says your 401k has limited investment options. Curious how you rebuild it. Oh, there's a trick, Brent. The trick is if you link up an account and we go in there and find out you're doing fine. We can't address, there's not enough choices to improve the performance without costing you money, or, hey, you're just paying us for doing nothing. We'll just disconnect, shoot you an email and say, you're in good shape. How about in 3 months, you send me a screenshot and we'll just help adjust and everything from there. That happens from time to time. Maybe you just have target date funds and one index fund. So if we can't show you that we improve the performance for more than the cost, and hopefully reduce your fees as well, we just disconnect it. If it doesn't make sense for you, we'll be the first to admit it. Craig says, what brokerage platform do you like the most for options trading? I need something easy for a beginner. 2 of them. Well, no, 1, because you said easy for a beginner. And remember, options are not for beginners. So you're going to want to, think like, okay, I'm going to have to put some effort into this a little bit. I would use Thinkorswim personally. A lot of great education on there, and their platform is so widely used that if you were to just Google search any of it, you're likely going to find somebody that made a video or an article that is specifically for the thing you're trying to figure out. Plus, they have live chat support inside the platform, so for beginners, that's a nice thing to use. That's my preference. If you're ready to kick it up a notch, Interactive Brokers, hands down, is the best. It is just wildly complex. You got to be ready for it. But there's nothing you can't do in there. They're also a little more friendly with some of the perks, if you will. I've never used Schwab, so I can't speak about that. But if you have an account with Thinkorswim, that means you're already working with Schwab. Chances are they'll let you play with both accounts, because now Schwab is what they bought TD Ameritrade. Yep. Oh, good answer. Thank you. Why, thank you. Jason, frame the railroad stock certificate. I just found a couple more in my, my wife bought a new nightstand. I used to just have 1 drawer. Now I have 3, right? Yeah, moving up in the world. And she put one of the certificates down there. And the other night I opened the first drawer and I'm like, what the hell is that? Oh, I got 2 drawers. And I started looking through the rest. I'm like, why do we have 3 drawers? I didn't even realize it changed. So she got a good kick out of that one. Brent uses Robinhood for options. Very easy. Okay. Jazz fan, do we hold any preferred stock in any portfolios? Currently, no. We have in the past. Currently, no. Are the Jazz tiered fees based on a monthly average balance? Great question, actually. It's based on your 30-day average balance. That way, throughout the month, if you go like $25,010, you know what I mean? And then the market falls and you go back down, it doesn't hurt you, right? We'll use your 30-day average balance to decide that. Much more fair for you guys. And I think I missed, okay. Oh, Tron, let me know, man. I'll send you one. I've probably got a couple hundred of them. One time somebody came along. I don't know where I got them from. I feel like I was in person, but I had a whole stack of them, and I just started putting them in packages and sending them out to people. And then COVID hit, and people don't want packages anymore. But I got a whole bunch of them. Lance says, when you tried to log back in, it sent the confirmation code to your linked email. Ooh, I'm not sure I know what question. Oh, you linked your 401k up earlier today, but when you log back in, it sent the confirmation code to your linked email. That's okay. Yeah, no, that's perfect. So what it does is our system links into that 401k and says, hey, we're going to be managing this account. Anytime he logs in, pop the code and just let him in. But if we log in, let us in as well. Just don't show us his personal stuff. Just let us into and manage the account. So sounds like it should work. I will say a lot of the 401ks, when you link it on our side, it just says processing for like 2 days. So if you don't see any response right away, that's just because we have to sit back and wait for the data to come over. Pandemonium tried to use Thinkorswim with your Schwab account and it wasn't possible. Had to open TDA account. Yeah, so the integration is supposed to be happening this year, where all of everything will be rebranded and booked under Schwab. We're about to go through the same thing as well, by the way. So everything that was Folio will now fall or soon fall under Goldman Sachs. You guys won't have to do a single thing, but now we'll just kind of be on their books. So the same is happening at TD Ameritrade. They're moving all the clients over to Schwab and just kind of changing it without having to go through all those people. So when that kicks in, then maybe you'll be able to use both. Because ideally, I know they want it to be where it's a one-stop thing. Whatever you want to use, their suite of products, you're able to just use it and not have to bounce around. Tastyworks for options, you can use them. I don't really care for the platform being visual in the way that they do that. Some people like it. I'm kind of a table guy, so I like to just, see it that way. Plus, habit. So, yeah, you're right. I can almost guarantee that it's just processing, because remember, the data only comes over once a day. So if you linked it, then nothing has happened yet. So it probably just says processing. Yeah. Do your portfolios hold any stocks where you'd be expecting K1s for taxes? Yes, there were a lot, not a lot, I won't say, but maybe 5 at the most, companies that elected to change their corporate structure. I don't even know how you do that, in the middle of the year. And so last year what we did is we said, no K1s. We want nothing to do with it. And then these guys changed. That was frustrating. So yeah, just a couple, but we don't actively seek them out anymore. It's so annoying. Quentin says, any idea when Folio Client or Jazz even will have a mobile app so we can use the interface with your Roth? We are working on an app. So our app that we have it almost built. Charlie says by next week. It is the sort of our internal app, so we can test everything, where we'll have the dojo just like we do now on a browser, and we're going to post it up on to be launched and everything. You won't be able to get into it yet because we want to test it. So it is coming, and we are working on that quite actively. So yes. When will the high yield account be available? Cash accounts as Goldman Sachs. I actually just got the email today that next Thursday we're having our first meeting to talk about making that transition to the Goldman platform, which opens up the door to all that. So I thought they were going to take a while on it, and we kind of raised our hands and said, let us try it. And they surprisingly said yes. So we start that conversation on Thursday. How can you learn to use Nest Egg? Set up a call for some hand holding? Not quite. There's if you just search Nest Egg in the dojo, there are a handful of videos that only focus on the profile section. So when you go in there, remember, Nest Egg is for financial planners, and you're seeing it as if you're a financial planner. Don't look at any other section besides the profile section, and peace will come about you in a really nice way. If you start going around to other stuff, you're going to lose your mind, right? And we only show you that because we want to be able to show you our work. There's no way for us to hide it from you and then show it to you. So please only focus on the profile section. You will thank me for giving you that advice. Am I still team soft landing? I don't change bets. If I make a bet with somebody, I'm in it all the way. Do you now avoid K1s? Do you sell off the ones that are changed? Yeah, well, so we can do that for your account. And we do that kind of generally, but you could send me an email or support and just say, hey, no K1s from now on. The trouble was we did that. And then when a company changes their status, that's it. It's done, right? So you would still get 1, maybe 2 or something. But yes, I would love to never have those. They are annoying. Hey, for taxes, if moving from JP Morgan to Jazz, do I need to get tax forms from them as well? Well, so that depends. If you moved a Roth IRA, traditional IRA, a brokerage account, but we didn't sell anything, then there's really no tax form. They may kick out a transfer form to you. It's not really a tax form, but the only way you would get a tax form is prior to transferring an account. If it was a brokerage account and you physically sold positions, well, then they would be the ones to report that. We try to tell you not to do that because ideally you'd want to get one tax form from one place. So that question is a hard one to answer, yes or no. Yeah. Any news on that covered call ETFs that's coming out? There's a lot of them. Yeah, I don't know. Did I set an alert for that? If I didn't, I'll go back and set an alert to keep track of their progress because I doubt anything's happened in a week, but they are pushing them through. So I'll set an alert just so I can make a point to point it out. That's true. New Jazz fan, there's a Right Capital YouTube channel. I don't know how active they've been lately, but for any of the training stuff, if you'd like, you could use that. Again, don't go to the other sections. Just do that profile section because remember, that's like, if your job is a programmer and all I have to do is learn how to program Hello World, but you show me everything that's available to me, I'm digging around. I mean, I don't blame you guys for doing it. I would do the same thing. Will your high yields accounts have the same rates as Marcus? It's just going to be the same thing. Basically, what we're doing is integrating it into it. There's not going to be like, oh, hey, we're going to charge you to use this high interest savings account. It won't be like that. We're basically just now going to the Goldman Sachs platform. So anything and everything that they have access to, we would have access to as well. You're welcome, Pandemonium. Hey, if you move a Roth IRA from TD to Jazz, does the clock reset? Absolutely not. Nope. And that's a rule, not because somehow we're special. That's a broad rule. Your start date is your start date. You could move that sucker 100 times if you want. It does not change the clock. Are there any better risk-free options other than my 4% APY? Yeah, not really. I know it's a common question. You can get maybe a touch higher if you shop around a little bit, but if you're saying no risk, I can't say yes to anything else. Yeah. You love seeing all the activity in the chat. How many clients do we got here? How many? Well, actually, I can't tell how many are watching. So the way we normally do it, I can see who's all here. Honestly, I can't see. I have no data, so I don't know. But I'm happy you guys are commenting. Regarding these inquiries, we realize how far behind we are in stepping into the investment game. Yeah, don't do that to you, though. You know what I mean? It's okay to be behind as long as you got a plan for going forward. You know what I mean? Nobody ever... Well, I will say this. I could probably count... I'll just say a dozen. I could probably count a dozen of my clients that I'm like, damn, you are ahead of the game. Like, you're young, you got started early, little leg up by having some money get in, like starting your Roth when you were young. Nobody comes along and says, hey man, I'm way ahead of schedule. Everything's good. We all wish we could turn that clock back, man. That's true. They say the best time to start your plan or invest in the market was yesterday. The next best time is today. Yeah. How many clients in general? Can I see that here? I think we're still around 6. Oh, I got to go out. I'm under Charlie's thing here. See if I go out. So what happened? Okay. So what happened is I used to watch that because I was in charge of all the compliance stuff. And now I got Sir Doug over there. And so Doug in the back there, he's our grown-up in the office. He keeps track of all that. I'm going to say 6. I don't even know where to go. Let's go with that. Maybe I'm off a little bit. If I'm off, we can ask Doug. What do we got here? Quinn. Oh, that's good. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. When do you order forms come out for the Jazz shirts? I don't know. Like, if one of you wants to come by and like sit here and organize all that, I'm in. Yeah, Josh Scanlon does a good job. I don't know if he does more the education side of it, but he goes over a lot of plans. I like Josh. Yeah, he was here too. He came down and visited one time. It's been a while. Maybe I'll go see him this time. Bring my dog. My dog's like 120 pounds. Just maybe like 4.5 feet tall. Let him play with the little dog he's got. Yeah, it'd be cute. My dog would, he's very nice, but he's very mouthy. So he would probably, all right, let me make sure I've got everything. Yeah, so I'm good with that. That's really what I wanted to cover. Remember, the first Thursday of every month will be let's just lay back. Let's go over everything, changes, updates, orientation, new things for new clients that have been just floating around, wanting to ask a question. And we'll be back, of course, to do this every Thursday, but that'll be our first Thursday of the month. You guys enjoy the rest of your evening. Thanks for hanging out with us here tonight. I'm going to wrap it up. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got. All right, guys, enjoy and have a good weekend as well. See ya.
Well, all right. Well, thanks for stopping by the Funk Neighborhood today. Yeah. Hope y'all enjoyed yourselves. I certainly had a good time. But I need to play some more horn, you dig? Okay, peoples. When you find yourself needing some funk, come on back. Cause we got just what you want. That's right. Catch you later. Ooh.